got a Bammer orange here, folks. I'll just cut the Bammer part off and juice the other half. So, is the vegan diet killing you? I've had a lot of support, but I just think it's funny. I mean, I've been on this Live Foods vegan diet for 18 years. I'm supposed to be dead with deficiencies, and yet I find myself to be thriving beyond levels that I could only have dreamed of even a year ago. So it accelerates, it's logarithmic as you do the work and you stay the course on the diet. And of course, I figured out that Hilton Hotima and Arnold Ehret were right the whole time. It's just that I didn't want to give up my tasty titillations, okay? But once I did, everything got balanced and harmonized at a higher level. So what I'm doing right now is putting away the vegetables and the fruits for the day. I'm getting prepared to start. It's Tuesday. I started yesterday shopping for Sunday church meal that I prepare. Started out at 35 people. I would film the videos and have some extra leftover raw vegan food, and then I would just take that to church and feed it. That happened, every couple months or whatever. I'd film a program or a DVD for my website. Well, it started to kind of catch on that this is pretty cool, so why don't I just do it, just do it consciously instead of like, oh, I've got this extra leftover stuff from my creation of the videos. So it was 35 people when we first started at this church called the Farmhouse. It is a very open-minded, love-centered, non-denominational, community-based, friendship-based church where we just support one another. That's all we do. And what I do is I go in and I make the food and I play the music. I bring my drums and I bring my singing bowls and I just create a good vibe. So two of my favorite things, music and food, I get to bring my gifts and I get to shine my light, and those people reflect back to me how much more I want to bring when I come. And so it's been a process of purification, clarification, so that I can show up in a better way for those people that I consider my community. Before, I was just a lone ranger. I've been solitude, a sole survivor my entire life. I just was in survival mode, and that's all I knew was to trust myself. Don't trust anybody else. Don't trust any of these women. Don't trust any of your friends, because they will turn their backs on you. That was a reflection of me on the inside. I had to survival. But now I have community, I have faith, and I have an open heart. And that's been the blessing more than anything else that I've noticed, is that my heart has opened up because I've been doing the work of going inside, feeling the pain. The fasting helps, the living foods, self-honesty, meditation. There's so many things that you can do to accelerate your evolution, to get on board with the expansion. It's always expanding. It's love, it's light, it's God, it's consciousness. It's always expanding. So you never want to go backwards, or you never want to contract. You just let the expansion happen. And if there's pain and there's a few weeks where like you go on a new diet and there's a few weeks or a few months or hell, even a few years of discomfort while your DNA upgrades, you just ride it out. Most people, that doesn't seem like they're able to do that. They go back to the lower vibration foods because that fits. Because as you get into a higher vibration, what happens is all the rest of the aspects of your life change. Your mind changes, your heart changes, your stomach changes, your power changes, everything changes. And you have to be willing to be flexible and adjust to those changes as your consciousness, your body, your heart, your energy evolve. And it can be quite a journey to be able to contain that much power and be responsible with it. Because a lot of times, for example, members of the opposite sex will sense that, and then you'll dip right back to where you were. But if you stay the course and you realize, okay, you're just vibrating a little higher level, the women see the light, you can't just dip in, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, I gotta stay up on my up and up, And if you're gonna connect with a woman, it has to be one that continues to help you to expand instead of contract. Can you dig it? So that kind of thing. So you be responsible with it, and you stay with the divinity, you stay with the purity, and you keep going with it. Then you get the joy, then you get the harmony, then you get the happiness, then you have the abundance, and then you can be generous. And all these things are a wonderful blessing and a miracle and magic in your life when you align yourself with the divine. Now, I've always said that. In the beginning it was fruits, vegetables, and love, but it took me a long time. And I really do believe, and I can say from experience, that if you continue to cultivate divine love inside yourself, eventually the universe, God, consciousness, the field, whatever, as a reflection of yourself, by loving yourself and treating yourself like a king. That's what I began to do. I'm like, you know what? If I'm here by myself, I don't need no friends. I don't need no woman. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's always looking for a partner. They can't even be alone for 1 minute. I was like so stoked to be alone that it was just awesome. I was like, dude, I'm happy. I can do this the rest of my life. A big salad, a movie. I'm going to go give myself a bath, take myself to go get a massage. I'm going to take some of these herbs. I'm going to spend some money on all kinds of stuff, just treating myself like a king, loving myself. That's what I did, and that's what allowed me to be like, look, I'm cool, man. And then you don't need to grasp anything outside yourself, but the love wells up from within, and it overflows within you. So that's my journey. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing, because really one of the biggest benefits in my life, one of the greatest factors in my entire life that has been the foundation to help me have the energy and the power and the vitality and the virility and the health and the consciousness has come from the living foods. And then the vegan thing is just kind of an automatic byproduct, because Jesus said, thou shalt not kill. So as soon as I read that, I never killed again. So that was just me. I'm a fast learner like that. And when I get that divine knowledge, I wear it around my heart. I bind it. And that's been the beauty of my life, where I've had an accelerated activation and evolution of consciousness. And I want to share this for the overcomers out there who are few and far between. I get it. It's too easy to go back. But to press ahead forward with bravery and courage and faith and devotion, and to keep blasting ahead through all the resistance. And I've met a lot of people that are very high souls that actually went backwards just to fit back into society. And I have never really done that. That's why I'm kind of a lone wolf, like a one-of-a-kind kind of a dude. But I learned the secret that you have to listen to yourself. You have to follow your ideals. Mine was the living foods. That was the greatest thing I've ever done. I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing. And so that's all I can say. I mean, I could say all day long about all the science behind it that's coming out with the microbiology, and the best microbes in your gut are the ones that are associated with the live foods, raw plants, because those are the ones that are the most ancient. Then the meat ones came, and then the cooked food ones came, and that's been a real issue. So there's a lot of addiction to the cooked food, because the microbes had to adapt and evolve to cooked foods, because cooked foods is brand new on the scale, where the living foods is as ancient as the hills. And so those microbes are so much more well adjusted to virility, vitality, strength, power, clarity, and illumination, because they've been around a lot longer. They're not an adaptation, all microorganisms are adaptation mechanism to the host that they are, but we are totally microbial. And when you get your gut right with raw plant fiber, simple, basic combinations, as fresh and as local as you can find it, with the dirt and the microbes on it to create that communication network in the gut, it goes right up your nervous system and into your brain, and you become aligned with life consciousness. Then you can download all of the divine knowledge right into yourself and be that and live it and hear it if you sit still and listen. That's why meditation is so good. Then you'll be divinely directed, and you will go to the next level every time, because you deserve it. Because if you want to tap into that divine love, you can. It's inside of you. It's inside of all of us. That's what makes us one, is that divine light, that divine love. And so that's what I've been cultivating within myself, so that I can be that for this world. And that is the greatest joy that you will ever have. So if you purify your body, because so many people are sick, your mind will become so much more healthier. Then you can sit still and meditate. Then you can begin to gain the downloads from the Most High. Then you'll be divinely guided and directed as to what you personally need to do as a human being, as a soul. because you came here with a purpose and a mission in mind, and you have talents and skills that no one else has. And when you get your confidence, you'll be able to share those gifts. And when you share those gifts, you're sharing your light, you're sharing your soul, and that way you're doing the eternal work, the love that you leave behind, the money, the boats, the cars, the relationships, the institutions, the plaques, the fame on Instagram, all that's going to pass away. But the love that you leave behind leaves a track for the souls that are coming behind you. When you heal yourself, you heal the lineages behind you, your family. When you heal your own heart, you heal the heart of your ancestors from way back, the broken, sad heart, because they didn't have the divine knowledge. They weren't in alignment. They didn't have all these amazing books to read. If you're living in the jungle, you can have a connection with spirit in one way, but it's nice to have the connection with the spirit, with the live foods, the purification, and the fasting. And it's also good to have these libraries of ancient knowledge written down by the masters, because they cared and they had these high experiences. They wanted to share those with us. We wanted to have that data. Yes, the Catholic Church has done their very best to keep you from getting the truth, but it's still been out there by these laymen who were advanced spiritual yogis, masters, and mystics that wrote these books. Then we could get on board with that, load our mind with that divine knowledge, and have that satsang with them. Even though they're gone, they wrote all these books, and then we can read those books over and over again to remind us to stay devoted, to remind us to stay in love with God, to remind us to serve one another, to remind us of how to eat properly so we can have that peaceful, harmonious, centered. That's been the greatest blessing, is that I went 100% on the yogi diet. Super plain, super basic, super simple, unspiced, unseasoned food, right off the earth, as fresh as possible, to activate the blood, to regenerate the brain through the microbial activity. Too many of my brothers and sisters are sick. I'm here on a mission helping mostly people in my life in the real world here, because they all see and they all know, because they can see me. The health, the vitality, the virility, the joy that I've got, that I'm exuding everywhere I go, whenever I'm at the market or at the store, and when I go to church, and when I see my friends everywhere at the beach or whatever. I've got that overflow, so they come to me and they ask for advice, because everyone's gut's all messed up because they didn't really know how to live. But I've focused on the colon for over 25 years now, just like I've been drinking juice for over 25 years now, and it's absolutely amazing. So please feel free to take anything that you want from this video and get upgraded in any way that you want. I wanted to spread a little bit of love, a little bit of light. I know it's been a long time since I've really been on the YouTube. This is me showing up in a pretty good way today. I'd like to sit on the couch maybe and just chill out as well. Drop in. I don't really have to have this whole life regenerator persona, but it's pretty cool because this is all real, and that's what it is to me. And I know I'm one of a kind, and I know that I'm not going to get love from everyone, and I don't really even want to get love from anyone. I got enough love on my own inside myself for myself, and I'm just spreading that out into the world because I feel like that's my responsibility as well as a joy. And that's why I continue to stay motivated to continue to purify, regenerate, and illuminate myself by getting the hell out of the way, basically, and letting that divinity be there that's within all of us, but doing the work of the purification of the temple so that the mind can function properly. And then when the mind is there and the gut is feeding the brain that earth consciousness, you can get grounded into the earth, then your spirituality can be practical. And instead of floating around in the clouds talking about Pleiadians and all this stuff and aliens or whatever it is, you can actually have practical spirituality, which is put your hands on the plow and get to work serving those people around you in one way or the other, whether it's videos, making food, doing body work, or just looking at people and saying, look, you are beautiful, okay? Do not take, I keep telling everyone, do not take less. I have to tell all these women, do not take less. Raise your standards and keep them there. If you stay alone the rest of your life, so be it. But it's not going to happen, because once you're totally aligned and you really believe that you're worthy of love, Prince Charming is going to walk up in 5 minutes after that. That's how it works. So make firm decisions and believe in yourself. Put your foot down, get grounded, and send your intentions out and really mean it and say, I'm not going to drop back down onto a lower level. I'm keeping my standards and my ideals high. And that is when the universe is going to show up on your behalf, when you really embody that 100%. So God bless you. Peace be with you. every other good thing that I could say that would be a blessing to whatever your religion is, because it doesn't matter, because it's all pure light anyways. It's all pure light. Can you dig it, baby? DTM is out of here. I love you. Tell me to make more videos.